This week, I'm in the rugged looking double cab from Mahindra. This they call the pickup, and as you can see it's quite kitted out. That's because it's in its top of the line Karoo trim, and I must say that if you're ever going to buy this car, then this is the color to get. This red absolutely pops and stands out in color like you cannot believe. Around the back you can see that it's got stickers and badges for days, but with it being the top of the line Karoo trim, you'll see that you've got the sports bars at the top, and it comes standard with this roller shutter that does not feel cheap at all. And if you look carefully, you can see on the badging that it is an automatic. And die-hard off-roaders would probably say you have to have it in a manual, but trust me, this automatic does just fine in this urban surrounding that we're in. But enough of that, let's see how it drives. But what is the Mahindra pickup like to drive? And yes, it doesn't exude premiumness and luxury, but I think it's a basic workhorse, and it's not ashamed to be that. I think it is what it is. It is as aerodynamic as a brick, so there is a lot of wind noise, so don't expect it to be a quiet drive, because it's definitely not. And if it wasn't for the wind noise, you've definitely got a very loud engine. But all in all, like I said, it is what it is. You're buying this car for a particular reason, and it's not to be driving around being all flashy and to have the most luxurious and premium drive out there, because that's not what this is. But I must say that I'm being very impressed by how it drives on the highway. I have taken it out on a few long drives and it's performed really, really well. When you don't have a lot of bumps and humps involved, like on the highway, it's smooth. It operates really well, it's comfortable. Yes, there's a lot of wind noise, but you're not bumping and bouncing around. It's seriously comfortable, and that's one of the one standouts that I had when first driving this car. But on the day-to-day and in the suburbs and around town, the suspension does get very hard. So you do feel all the bumps, whether they're big or small. You do end up bouncing around. And trust me, you do know you've gone over a speed bump, because you kind of do need to get your back reassessed afterwards. But hey, it comes with driving a car like this, and a suspension that needs to be quite hard to be able to manage a massively heavy load in the back, which is what it's been built for. Alright, let's see what's powering this pickup. And up front you can see that we do have struts, which is a nice touch. But yep, this is powered by a 4-cylinder 2.2 litre turbo diesel engine that gets majority of its air through this pretty cool bonnet scoop over here, putting out 103 kilowatts and 320 newton meters of torque. And I must say, I did expect it to have a little bit more torque after just coming out of the XUV 300, which has 300 newton meters of torque. From a much smaller car, asking a lot less from its driver and what it's capable of doing. But regardless, it performed pretty well. And on the inside, it's just as you expected. Very utilitarian and to the point. It's built for what it's meant to be. It's not fancy at all, but it is comfortable. These airline armrests really came in handy, and you can see it's very functional inside too. Not a lot of digital going on, except for the infotainment here, which does offer Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a nice touch. You do have automatic climate control too, as well as an actual handbrake. You know, you don't see a lot of those every day. And then at the back, we have got space for 3 people. 2 can sit comfortably with that armrest, but legroom is questionable. That's in my driving position, and I know that if I sat back there, my legs would definitely be rubbing against the front seat. But going on to some creature comforts, we do have electric windows all round. You do have steering wheel mounted controls for your audio as well as your cruise control. And as mentioned, there is Apple CarPlay as well as a digital climate control. And there's a little peek into the glove box, which is an average size. And then having a closer look at your instrument cluster, it does have physical dials as well as a little digital screen in the middle, and within that you can see what gear you're in, you can see your temperature, you can see your fuel levels, as well as your trip meter and distance traveled. The digital screen does offer a reverse camera too, which is very handy considering how long the car is, and it does have rear park sensors as well, so parking this long thing is actually quite easy. But something I need to commend the car on is its audio. And as you can see here, you do have speakers in the back seats and in the front doors. You have nothing in the back doors, but the audio quality is really good. And yes, it is a 4x4. So this dial down here allows you to go from your different 2 and 4-wheel drives all the way into your low range in case you ever need it. The front 3/4 is definitely my favorite angle of this car. Let me know if there's anything else you want to know about this car. But that's going to be it for now. So let me end off with the Greg Dennis Review scale, GDR. Should you get it? Should you drive it? Or should you just remove it from your list of cars? And in this case, I would definitely go ahead and drive it. It's substantially cheaper than any of the other competing cars in the segment, whether you're looking at an American or a Japanese one. So if you're wanting to go with a little bit less luxury and premiumness and something that's a little bit more functional but still capable, then I would definitely go for a drive in this Mahindra Pik Up. And don't forget that you should definitely get it in this Karoo trim. Thanks for watching another Greg Dennis review. I know this was a little bit of a different format than usual, so let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this, and if there's any other cars you'd like me to review, or if there's anything more you'd like to know about this car. Please would you also consider subscribing if you haven't already, because I've got a lot more reviews coming up and I know that you're going to enjoy them. So I'll see you then. Bye.